Hey, this is Tyson Fury, aka the Gypsy King. This is a message to Deontay, the bronze bomber, the big pussy Wilder. He's not turned up to any of the media events today, blagging he's got the flu because he doesn't want to be in the same room as me because I'll take him to school. His management team and his full team are afraid to put Deontay Wilder in the same room as Tyson Fury. Facts. Keep him away, Al. Keep him away, Shelley. Keep him away, his trainers. Keep him away, his wife. Deontay, what little bitch you've become. You can't even come and see me and be face to face with me on camera because you get humiliated and took to school. Pussy!
So we just heard there from Tyson Fury. Fury going all the way in on Deontay. Hashtag the big pussy Wilder. Now, obviously, you know the YB. I've had my things that I've said against Fury. I've had my things that I've said against Wilder. But I'm really hoping, I am genuinely hoping that Fury goes in there and puts it on this dude. Even if he loses, you know. Even if Fury ends up on his back, murmuring dialect. Even if that happens, yeah. His eyes are rolled in the back of his head and he's murmuring, yeah. If he goes in there and sticks it on Wilder, I won't troll him. Oh, you know what? Obviously, I'll give him a little bit of a trolling, but I will give him true credit. I'll say, you know what? He went in there and he did what he said he's going to do. Do you know what I mean? I can respect that. I've never not given people respect for doing what they said and what they're capable of doing. Win or lose. Win, lose or draw. Yeah? I really do hope he goes in there and says all the things his trainer's talking about. Yeah, we're training for power. We're training to stick it on people. We're going to do what's never been done before. All this kind of business. Please do not go in there and run around fainting and just trying to sneak a little slappy jab in. That don't hurt no one. That's no good. I'm sorry. People makes me laugh. People have for the longest time now, they've kind of redefined what boxing is. What giving someone a boxing lesson is. They've completely redefined it. As an example, Floyd Mayweather, yeah? He, in my opinion, would be the textbook definition. In fact, actually, arguably, Floyd Mayweather, even himself, he was a bit... He could have done more as well. But for me, a boxing lesson is when you completely shut someone down and break them down, like I've said it before, but Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia, that there was a boxing lesson. Yes, he didn't put him down or didn't stop him, but still, he was hitting him. Of course, Mikey Garcia was a blown up 135er, but still, he was hitting him with every shot in the book. And all Mikey could do is stand there in the high guard. Another example, actually, Usyk versus Gassiev, similar kind, in fact, it's almost exactly the same. Yeah, Gassiev got done the same way as Mikey Garcia did versus Errol Spence, completely shut out. All he could do is put his big earmuffs on and stand there like a big world champion level heavy bag. That's a boxing lesson. But however, and Floyd Mayweather, to a lesser extent, he did kind of do that. When you think about him fighting Canelo at 152 pounds, who's a big man, and Floyd, to be fair, Floyd's a 140 pounder. If the truth be known, he comes in the ring at 149. In reality, he's been fighting a weight class above his natural weight his whole career. And even then, he goes up to 152, fights Canelo, and yeah, he didn't shut him out like Mikey Garcia or Gassiev got shut out, but still, he shut down a bigger man, and Canelo kind of looked like a fish out of water. Canelo was not able to do the things he normally is able to do. So even then, there's levels to it. Floyd Mayweather, arguably, you can call his performances boxing lessons. Errol Spence versus Mikey Garcia. Usyk versus Gassiev. Etc, etc. Even, yeah, take them for example. But Fury, come on, people, what's wrong with people? When you look at them performances I've just listed off here, and you compare them to Fury versus Wilder, the first fight, is that a boxing lesson? Oh, YB. Oh, you're blind, YB. Oh, Fury gave Wilder a boxing lesson. Not only did he end up on his back twice, with his eyes rolled in his head, the work he did do whilst he was still conscious and on his feet was nip and tuck. 50-50. Fainting and back, the way Fury throws a jab. Fury don't throw a jab. He don't actually throw a proper jab, to be honest. It's like a little slappy backhand. It's a slap. That's what it is. He slaps with his jab. He flicks it out. That's not going to hurt no one. That's not going to score no points. Flicking the little... And in fact, I've seen a number of referees actually warn Fury for slapping with his jab. Fury, don't be... You're not allowed... It's actually illegal to throw your glove, or it's actually illegal to backhand your glove. And Fury's been warned several times for doing that, for just slapping the glove in people's faces, like rabbit slaps. That's no good, I'm sorry. Come in there and you talk to this good game about, I'm training with Manny Stewart, Kronk Jim, all this kind of business. Go in there and actually give it some. You're talking about doing all the right things, and I believe you can actually do it if the truth be known. Whilst my head says Wilder is the athlete. Wilder has been fighting no good competition, so he's not shot. He's not been out of the ring for 3 years. Wilder hasn't shown any signs he's shot. Yeah, he's shown he's chinny, but so's Fury chinny. And the difference is, Wilder is still athletic. Wilder still does have that power. Fury don't have no power. But still, how Fury wins the fight, it's not by tickling around the place. He needs to go in there and do what gypsies do, essentially. Rough him up, and work him on the inside. No one's done that yet, and I keep saying it, but like I said before, same with the whole AJ situation. I said the same thing again and again and again. And that's what has to happen, because that's the YB knows exactly what needs to happen for this Fury fight. Yeah? Because the chances are, you can be Mr. Ben Davidson, run around the place, but the chances are, you're going to get caught with Wilder anyway. So you might as well get caught and have put a whole load of points in the bag. Does that make sense? Let's say you can win the first 6 rounds clearly, then you've got 6 rounds in the bank. Rather than, look at the first fight. Anyone who watches that first fight, and people were saying, Fury won every round apart from 9 and 12. Are you joking? It was 50-50 in there. Maybe 1 or 2 jabs landed either side, either way. But when you consider that Wilder's jabs were proper jabs, so you can't even, that's what I'm saying. Fundamentally, Fury hasn't given, the last time Fury gave someone a boxing lesson was probably, I'd say it was Fury versus Chisora 2. That was the last time. And Chisora just stood there and followed him around the ring. Now, I'd love to see the third fight now with this Chisora, but still, that was the last time Fury actually gave someone a boxing lesson, where he completely shut them out. Yeah? Being on your back twice ain't no boxing lesson, I'm sorry. It's literally impossible. If you end up on your back twice with your eyes rolled in your head, it's impossible to be a boxing lesson. Anyway, let's cut back to this before I finish what Fury said here. So Fury starts off by saying Wilder bottled it. Wilder talking about how he's ill. And I've told you before, listen, don't get twisted. Whilst I think that Wilder's got a better chance because he's still got legs underneath him and he's still got a bit of power, Wilder hasn't got, I'm not sure he's got a head on his shoulders. I'm really not. Look at his career. There's a reason he ain't never fought no one. And Tyson Fury actually points out in this video. He says, listen Shirley Winkle, listen Al Heyman, you best keep hiding him from me. Because if I get hold of him, I'm going to break him psychologically. Just like I broke Vlad. And people can sit there and say, Fury is joking. No, wait there a minute. What do we know? Mr. Shelley Winkle, when reporters asked Shelley Winkle, are you going to put Wilder in there with Klitschko? Shelley Winkle said, absolutely not. I'm not putting my little baby, my heavyweight baby in there with no one. So people can sit there and laugh and say, Wilder wasn't scared. Wilder hasn't turned up. Why is he not turning up to press conferences for? This kind of behaviour is weird. You're meant to be the big pay-per-view star. Why aren't you turning up to press conferences for? This is where you build your fights. I've got a feeling that Wilder's losing his head here. I'm sorry. I've got a feeling Wilder is losing his head. All this talk from Fury, Wilder's thinking, wait there a minute. What if Fury starts listening to the YB? What if Fury really is coming 280 pounds? What if Fury really is training to do me like he did Steve Cunningham? What if Fury's really training to split my Eritrean cheeks and do me like that? Well, that's what he's thinking now. I've heard from people from the camp. I've heard, the YB has heard from exclusive, clandestine sources within Wilder's camp. He is scared that he's going to get done like Steve Cunningham did. He's scared. And as an example, look at Deontay Wilder's acting like David Haye was. Yeah, when Fury was planning to fight David Haye back in 2012, I think it was. David Haye, he gave it the big talk, and next thing you know, he's pulling out, I've got this injury, I've got that, not turning up to press conferences, all this kind of goofy behaviour. Wilder's already not turning up. I've got a feeling, like I said, in fact, scrap my feelings, I've heard from people within the camp, your boy Deontay Wilder, his knees are shellacking. And that's why Fury's got to jump on this. You can't give Wilder no confidence. Don't let him get in there and get comfortable. Go in there and treat him like Steve Cunningham got treated. Go 280 pounds of inside fightingness. Oh yes. Oh, I'm gonna wail over him. Oh, Deontay Wilder. Them little legs. It's annoying as well because I've done many videos. In fact, I might do some more, but I've done many videos talking about Wilder's legs. Yeah. When someone has skinny legs like that, they're made to weigh on. And Fury's one of the only people, really, given he's 6'9", he's one of the people who can do it well. Go in there and just hang on him, man. Hang on him and bang his body. No one's ever done that before. No one's ever got on his chest, and that's why I like Chisora versus Wilder now. No word of a lie. At this point in time, I'm taking Chisora over Wilder. 1,000,000%. Not even, that fight ain't even close. I actually think at this point in time, out of everyone in the heavyweight division, Chisora's probably one of the cats who I like against Wilder. Go in there and just weigh on him. Get right on his chest and bully him all around the ring. Look at his little knees. His little knees wouldn't be able to hold up Chisora. Never mind a 280-pound inside fightingness Fury. Not in a month of Sundays. So please, Fury, if you hear this, or if anyone around the camp hears it, actually go in there and use that. Yes, arguably Fury used the gypsy, or whatever you want to call it, whatever that is inside him to get up in the 9th and 12th round. Great. But go and be the Predator this time. For once in your career. Yeah. Not once, actually. Like I said, the Steve Cunningham fight, you've clearly got it. For the second time in your career, go in there and actually start putting some of this stuff you talk about into reality. And actually, I'm thinking about it now. Part of me don't even want him to do it properly, because I'm thinking to myself, this, by Fury going in there and getting stuck in, that will essentially make the AJ fight harder for AJ. But still, actually thinking about it, Fury ain't gonna. AJ ain't no Wilder. AJ can fight on the inside, and in fact that'll be a cracking fight. Imagine if Fury goes gypsy mode on Wilder, beats him up, and then Fury gets gassed off that performance, goes in there with AJ and just gets munched. That'll be wicked. So yeah, either way, bottom line is, Fury, yeah, you've always talked a good gig. That's one thing that you can't complain about Fury. The issue everyone's had with him is talking a good gig and then getting in there and fanning around the place. Not the one. But I'm hearing the right things from Fury, to his credit. Well, we've heard him before, but still, I'm hearing the right things. If Fury made the video, he's talking about Wilder's scared, why aren't you turning up? If you think that, if I thought someone was scared, yeah, and not turning up, do you know what I'd do when I got in there? I'd go in there and make sure he's scared. Stick it straight on him. And this man, he's admitted, his whole team, the LDBC have admitted, Wilder choked in the first fight. And there was nothing on the first fight. Fury was literally coming off of X amount of time. Yeah? If he chokes fighting Fury then, he's going to choke fighting Fury now. He's a bit of a choker. And that's why he ain't turning up. His team have stepped in and say, listen Wilder, you ain't sleeping at night. The last thing we want to do is give you more stress by Fury getting deep in your head during the press conference. The best thing is sit this one out and we'll go to the next one. That's what I've heard. Wilder had to sit this one out. Deontay Wilder had to sit this press conference out because Fury deep in his head. I've heard that Wilder's sitting there. I've heard that Wilder's missus has been talking about, all that Deontay keeps saying in his sleep is all that Deontay Wilder keeps whispering in his sleep is about the Kronk gym. He's got it in his head. He's scared that Fury's coming in Kronk mode. That's what I'm hearing. I'm just telling you. Don't shoot the whisperer.